Hello friends, and welcome back to Imagine Your Story, our online summer reading program at the Monroe County Library System. My name is Sheree, and I come to you each week with some recommendations of books for my younger friends to read, books for my older friends to read. And today I keep saying friends over and over and over again because all our books this week are about friends. I've been missing my friends. I've been thinking about my friends, all of you out there. Seems like it's been so long since we've been able to hang out together and talk about books and do brain teasers together. So I'm going to do everything online this week, but I wanted you to know I'm thinking about you. For my younger friends, the books that I want to talk about today are the Frog and Toad books. This is Frog and Toad Are Friends. This is Days with Frog and Toad. If you can't guess, Frog and Toad are friends, and they have a lot of, I don't want to say adventures together, let's say weird things happen to them, and then they talk about it a little bit. Frog is a little, if you know Elephant and Piggy, Gerald and Piggy, you'll know kind of how Frog and Toad relate to each other. One of them is a little more, how should I say, excitable than the other, and one stays a little calmer. The really great things about the Frog and Toad books is even though they aren't traditional picture books, they are simple stories, so all of my friends who are readers already can start to read along and pick out the words that they know. You can share it with a grown-up or with somebody who's a little bit older if you need some help with the words. These two versions that we have in the library are I Can Read books, which are books intended for younger readers. When you go on Hoopla, you can listen to them as audiobooks, read-along books, and also regular books. So I hope that you give Frog and Toad a chance. They are one of my favorite books about friends, best friends. Then for our older friends, my older friends, I of course have two books. It was supposed to be one, but I couldn't decide which one was better. Now both of these are about friendships, but not typical friendships where everything goes great and everybody gets along really well. The first one I want to talk about is Hello Universe. I told some of you about this book a while ago. You notice that it's got that beautiful gold Newbery medal on it. The book Hello Universe won the Newbery medal a couple of years ago, and it is about a kid who is a little bit different than everybody else. His name is Virgil Salinas. He doesn't have a lot of friends when the book starts out, but he does have a friendship that grows up between himself and one of his classmates, Gerbils. Is it gerbil or hamster? Hang on a minute. The guinea pig, sorry, it was neither one, the guinea pig. And when the class bully does something with the guinea pig that Virgil doesn't care for, he's gonna save the day. But when he gets in trouble, he's gotta hope that some of the other kids who are his friends in the end will save him from it. Now you can see from the front that one of the kids, here's all the friends up top, one of the kids is down low. Virgil finds himself trapped below the surface in a cave, and you gotta read it to find out what happens. So there's some funny stuff in this one. There's some kind of creepy stuff. I think everybody will find something they like. My other new favorite book about friendship is called Here in the Real World. And this book is written by Sarah Pennypacker. Some of you may know that author's name because she wrote Pax, which is one of my all-time favorite books, and I think any of you that have read it loved it. She is a great author and storyteller, and in this book, she writes the story of Ware, who is a kid who wants to stay alone during the summer, but his parents aren't sure that's a good idea, so they make him go to the rec camp. So he's supposed to be at day camp, but the very first day he's there, he looks out across the day camp parking lot and he sees a church that is all abandoned and probably will be torn down soon. But what he can't believe is that there's a girl over there at that church, and she seems to have a project. And when he wanders away from summer camp to meet Jolene, he finds out she's planting a garden at this abandoned church. And he decides that it's time for him to have a summer project as well. Ware is obsessed with knights and dragons and medieval things, so he decides that he's going to create a castle out of the crumbling church. So every day the two of them are out there together doing their thing, making the garden, building the church, when some pretty weird stuff starts to happen, and it becomes necessary for Ware to remember his knight's code part of which is, thou shalt do battle against unfairness whenever faced with it. Thou shalt always be the champion of the right and the good. And he is pressed into service to make that knight's code a reality when there's some trouble at the church site. So those are my books about friendship this week, and all the activities that I'm going to share with you this week have to do with doing some things with your friends, or creating some art about your friends, or maybe even telling a story, writing your own story that you imagine with your friends. I want to mention, as always, that there's all kinds of things happening at the library. Even though our buildings are still closed, you can request books and pick them up outside. You can look around on Facebook to see some of the other things that are happening online. There's a summer reading theme that's celebrated every week. And one of my friends, one of my best friends, Miss Karen in Bedford, she's doing Take It and Make It crafts. And this week, since it's all about friendship, she's doing Frozen Friends. So there's books about Frozen Friends. There's some crafts that you can do. There's also some amazing opportunities for you to have some fun with your friends at the library and your friends at home. So you can check out what Bedford is doing, what Dorsch is doing. All the libraries have special things that are happening. So remember that if you go to mymcls.com, that's our main website, and there you can see all the phone numbers, the addresses for all the libraries. Give them a call and see what they've got going on, as well as checking out the online programming here on Facebook. Now last week, kind of ties in with the Frozen, we did a brain teaser, and the brain teaser was a whole long list of letters. You had to find the letters that were missing and then rearrange them to create a word that had something to do with Christmas, because we celebrated Christmas in July last week. So if you came up with all the letters that were missing from that list and you rearranged them, the secret word was snowflake. So I thought that was really good for Christmas in July, and now we're getting ready for Frozen, so maybe there'll be some more chilly things happening. This week's brain teaser is pretty simple. I didn't even need to write it down. And it goes a little something. Oh, and the reason why I'm using this one this week is, as you all know, one of my very best friends is my dog Dottie, and our friend Winnie. And when Dottie and Winnie get together, they love to read, they love to tell jokes, they love to have snacks. And so my brain teaser this week is about the dogs. How is it possible that two dogs could cross the river and not get wet? That's this week's brain teaser. You can send your answer to me at my email address, which is included in this post. I'd love to hear from you. If you're reading books this summer, if you have thoughts about some of the books that I've talked about, feel free to send me your comments and we'll read them on air next week. Thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. I miss you, and I hope you have a great week with your friends. Bye.